Welcome on back to the deeper dive. It is your host Luke, and today we are going to talk a little bit about XLM, VELO, and the new gem that I have been sharing about, which is called IXS. Now, getting right into things, I am on ngpes.com, which is next generation. Now, if you do remember, I posted a video about next generation a little while back and how I believed that they were Tempo, which Tempo, if you didn't know, has a partnership with not only Stellar, but also VELO Labs. And we can see here, VELO Labs, Tempo Payments, and Bitaza open a $17 billion remittance corridor between Europe and Thailand with the Stellar blockchain. And this was dating back all the way to 2021. Fast forward to the present day, we have Next Generation, which is a rebrand of Tempo, and Next Generation has a token, a stablecoin for the euro, which is called the Euro F, that is going live in July. And we can see that on their About page, where if we scroll down, we can see all of their work since 2014, when Tempo France launched, all the way to June of this year. And it did previously say that it was going live in July. So while we are waiting on the official launch, it is either June or July. And I think that this is a pretty exciting thing for Stellar and for Next Generation, as well as possibly VELO Labs. So I have been paying attention to this. I recommend checking out their site. You'll see how good the site is. They have an interactive little globe here. All of their partners, some really big names like Fireblocks, Decta, and a few others. But overall, I'd say this is very exciting for Stellar XLM, as well as VELO possibly, as the Euro F, the stablecoin that they are launching, is MiCA compliant. So regulations were put first in this matter, and there you can see Stellar on their site. Now, getting into the content about IXS, I noticed this in a blog post that InvestaX, the parent company of IXS, posted. They said at the very end of the article, the tide in the US may turn towards clearer rules, and early movers will be well positioned to benefit. And I think that this is exactly the role that IXS and InvestaX are going to take on. They're going to be early movers. They're going to set up an office in the United States. This was part of their roadmap, and I 100% think that they are on track to do so. And with that, keep in mind that none of this content is financial advice. Do your own research. But I think if IXS and InvestaX are establishing an office in the US per their roadmap for 2025, then that is going to be very bullish for the token. And I have some other videos on IXS that I recommend you check out to learn more. It is very cheap. All of the tokens are fully circulating, and there is massive upside from the current levels. So I do recommend checking out those videos, but let me share the rest of what I have seen. The last product that IXS launched is Bitcoin Real Yield, which involves no DeFi risk and no selling risk for your Bitcoin, but institutions can offer their Bitcoin to IXS as collateral, and with this, they can unlock the same amount that they offered up as USD, and then use that USD to invest in RWAs, which then generate yield that then is putting these institutions' Bitcoin to use. Now, what was very exciting is that they officially announced how IXS was tying its success to Bitcoin Real Yield. And the way that they do this is by having a percent of their platform fees go into the buyback and burn mechanism for IXS. So as institutions onboard users and use this Bitcoin Real Yield product that we know some very big names had interest in, then the token will get bought back and burnt. which is very beneficial because it reduces the overall supply, making the tokens worth more in the long term. As over time, there's less tokens, there's more holders, there's more money in the system. It all is very circular, as they say. And I think that this was a very, very exciting thing for IXS, and I think that they're going to have a bunch of success with Bitcoin real yield. As you can see, this creates a direct value loop. Bitcoin in, RWAs grow, revenue generated, and IXS supply reduced. They go on to say, for the RWA ecosystem, this unlocks a compliant bridge from Bitcoin's $2 trillion base into institutional grade yield. Even a 1% shift of Bitcoin into RWAs could double the market. IXS provides the infrastructure to make that scale possible and measurable. They also say, why does this matter? The Bitcoin real yield product turns idle Bitcoin into a yield-bearing asset and transforms IXS into a revenue-backed token with structural demand. Wow, guys, very exciting stuff for IXS, and alongside the fact that they have staking on the way, I think that this is an absolute steal and an absolute gem for the long term. Even looking at the Silicon Valley XDC plug and play for crypto and digital assets summit, we can see the participating startups. There is InvestaX X. As well, I would like to share this little clip with you guys of Julian Kwan, the CEO of IXS, speaking. Pay attention to what he says here.
Finally, Wall Street has realized that everything's going to get tokenized, and that's a big lead from sort of Larry Fink, and everything's going to get tokenized and it's going to be on public chains. That's a big one as well. Those two statements. And then we've also got all the crypto guys coming, right? Crypto.com buying broker dealers. Coinbase is building an RWA exchange in Abu Dhabi for years already. We're speaking to the Robinhoods and all of these big exchanges because everyone wants to add these assets to their, it just made a lot of sense that eventually the crypto guys would want, asset-backed tokens next to the crypto, and then you'd have this whole balance, and that's where the whole...
So if you heard him there, he said, we are speaking to the Robinhoods of the space. Wow, I think that this is pretty big. And if you understand this RWA scene, then you know that there is a lot of money to go around, and the tokens that are capturing real utility and have a really good foundation, I think those are going to be the ones that are thriving. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know what you think about any of this down below. I think IXS is an obvious play based off of what I've shared in about 3 or 4 videos. And there's a bunch more reasons that I think IXS is going to be well positioned that I haven't even shared on my YouTube. So if you guys would like more information and like more videos, please do let me know down below. If you have any thoughts on XLM VELO about this NGPES next generation, let me know. I think that this is going to be something exciting to see. Drop a comment down below, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I am excited to hear. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Peace.